Hello, and welcome back to Season 2 of the Big Picture Ag Read Your Crop Story series. Last year we followed along in a couple of fields close to home as we tracked the progress of the crop through the season, looking for some of the keys that can give you an idea how your crop's doing throughout the season. This year we're expanding the series. We've got more fields to watch. We've got more tests we're going to be doing throughout the season. Some of them are soil applied applications. Some of them are going to be foliar apps, but we've got a lot more things that we're going to watch, track through the season, and see what we can discover together, along with all the same things that we looked at last year. You know, with the way the economy is today in the ag sector, we've decided this year that our focus is going to be a topic that we call practical profitability. So we're going to key in on some of those things that they're normal practices that we're already doing, but what are some of the things maybe that we could pay a little more attention to and extract a little more yield out of, or learn a little bit more so that in the future we know where we can really hone in to make our crops the best they can be. So tag along. We're going to jump in and look at a few of the things we're doing early this year, and then follow that up with some things in the office. We all know that we can't have a strong finish without a solid start. Even emergence is the first box we have to check to identify fields with the best potential so that we know which ones we can push throughout the season. Corn that's even at this stage is too late to give you those answers as accurately as you need. That's why doing flag tests are so critical, and doing them in a timely manner is important. I have several of these flag tests that I'm watching this season, and I hope you do too. Quick little 2 to 4 row tests like this are great that you can do in a variety of fields. Well, the 2 to 4 row checks work great for doing multiple fields or even to check different treatments that you might be doing. Keep in mind that doing full width checks across the full width of your planter can lend some tremendous insight too. A lot of us have spent time in the winter in the shop trying to get our planters tuned up, but making sure that they're still working as we go through the season is just as important. One of the other tools that I've come to rely on tremendously is this little item that I've built. I took a reel that they use for tie wire that in the concrete industry. I put a little bit of string on it and used a sod staple at the end so that I can do population counts. I've seen the irregularity we can get when doing the thousandth of an acre short counts that are typical. What I did here is I put 87 feet, or 5 times the normal length for a 30-inch row, on my reel. I can set the staple, unwind it, count 1 row up and an adjacent row back. That gives me 100th of an acre. Adding 2 zeros to the total number gives me the population. Plus, it gives me a much more representative count of what's going on in the field. You can see in the video here I've already stretched the rope out, and it only takes me about a minute to count this row back. Doing everything, counting 2 rows and winding the rope back up, will take you less than 5 minutes. The other thing is you'll be surprised when you do these, the perspective you get on patterns in your stand. And also keep this around because I'm going to show you how we'll use it in the fall when we get to that time of the year. Now let's watch a quick video that I shot in the field of some of the trials I've got going this season. This is a layout of some of the application I'm doing this year. You can see the white flags, the boundary flags. I've got 16 rows by 40 feet long blocks where I've done different applications. This particular one happens to be a couple of soil application products that we've got. The pink flags represent where I've pulled soil samples from each of these diagonally across them in both the treated and untreated for each replicated situation. So we're going to monitor what happens with some of our nutrient availability and some of the changes happening in our soils in these small blocks with that. Extended out past that, you can see there's some blue flags. Those are places where I've got some foliar applications happening. So we're going to be monitoring those treatments as well through the season and see what we can make happen. Well, that's a wrap on episode 1 for the 2026 Big Picture Ag Read Your Crop Stories series. I want to thank you for joining today. I also wanted to take just a minute and share with you what Big Picture Ag is really all about, and that is learning and sharing. The tagline for Big Picture Ag is Be Your Farm's Expert. That comes from work on your own farm, the trials and tests and things that you do to verify what works for you. But sometimes it's also stepping back and taking a big picture look at what things are different about your farm, what makes your farm unique. That comes from having a glimpse of what's different in other areas, in other regions. And that's the perspective I try to bring to this overall team. And when I say team, I truly mean that, because I'm not an expert. I'm not a guru. I don't have all of the answers. I look at myself more as the head coach, leading this team of progressive producers who want to learn, who want to try things on their farm, but who want to be able to compare with others and learn faster. And that's really what this is all about. And I hope that that's you, that you're somebody who wants to better understand your farm by understanding what works for you and what works for others in other situations. You know, there are a lot of opportunities that you have to engage with myself and the others here at Big Picture Ag. Obviously, love for you to continue to follow the channel here as we go through the scouting season, but also there are some other ways that you can join in. I host a monthly call where we get together and we talk about what things are going on, what things we might be looking at, what trials we're doing, and just to try to stay in touch as a community of what's happening. I would invite you to tag in with that. If that's something you would like to be a part of, reach out, let me know. If you're not on my email list for the links when we do that, we do those calls once a month on the fourth Tuesday most of the time. But if you'd like to engage in those, shoot me an email, shoot me a message, do something to let me know that you'd like to be included in that. Obviously, you can tag along with my YouTube channel, see things that are happening there. Join in on trials. If there are things that we talk about that are of interest to you, jump in. Let's get some of these trials on your farm under different conditions where we can compare and see what factors play into having success with those. You can attend our winter meeting that we do every year where we share some of the results and things that we've seen, where we can dive deeper into those situations and what we can learn from those. There's also an opportunity if you'd like to go deeper individually on your farm. I do offer a one-on-one coaching program where we engage regularly throughout the growing season, even beyond, as you analyze your season and also prepare for the next. And that's an opportunity that I can offer as well. So anyway, appreciate you tagging along. If you enjoy what you're seeing here, give us a thumbs up. That would be a great start. Make sure you follow the YouTube channel so that you get these and other things that I post throughout the season. I do have a Facebook group. It's called Big Picture Ag, ironically. But also reach out and let me know if you'd like to participate in our monthly calls so that we can get you on that list. With that, I'll say have a great day. Look forward to catching up with you soon, and stay tuned when we come back to you in another couple weeks.